Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be looking at some more music, and we're going to be looking at some Final Fantasy music today, and that is, as you could see from the title, which is above my head, Final Fantasy XIV Beyond the Shadow Rise music video, the PRIMALS. So this is a live performance of the song Beyond Shadow or Rise, I think. I don't know, to be honest. We'll find out. I have not seen this before, I've not heard this song before, so this is going to be a blind reaction. So what we do with blind reactions is that I will let the song play all the way through, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. We'll go over it again, and then stop and start. If my voice sounds a little bit weird, it's because I'm recording very early in the morning, which I don't usually do, so my voice is yet to wake up, so please do excuse that. But before we get into the reaction, please do like this video if you enjoy it, and please do subscribe to the channel as well, as it really does help me out, and also leave a comment as well as to what songs you want us to look at next, or what type of music, video game music you want us to have a look at. I'm more than happy to take requests, I've done before, and also it helps the algorithm as well, which I really appreciate. But anyway, so now that we've gone through the intro preamble, let's open this up. I'll leave a link to this video in the description below. Let's get into the video. Final Fantasy XIV Beyond Shadow Rise music video by the PRIMALS in 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's tasty. I'm writing so much, so much, so much. It's so good. It's so good. Wow. That's lovely. What? Dance remix? What's going on? It's really cool. going to pause that there. So what that that was phenomenal, man. That was actually phenomenal. Again, well, what was this show? Was it? They all had masks on, so it looks like 2021, probably 2020. What can you say? What more can I say, really, when it comes to the Primals? We've looked at a video about the Primals before, To the Edge, which is actually right on the screen, which if you haven't seen, go check that out, or check out my video as well, that'd be nice, on that, because one thing that I've written down is, which I'll talk about now before I start the video again and we break it down, is how unbelievably talented these people are. When you realize, like, you look at these people, look at how they're performing, and then realize that this isn't actually their job. I mean, obviously they're professional musicians, but this isn't their full-time thing. And you wouldn't, if you could easily believe that it is their job and their full-time job to be live touring musicians. I think that's partly to do, obviously, because they're very, very talented in the musicianship, and the groove was very, very tight. They were clearly playing together very, very well. Obviously, it was mixed, live mixed very well, but also it's their showmanship. Something else I've written down is their showmanship, but particularly by the guy who was doing the singing, the guy with the hat on. Here, and I think he's a dev, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he's a developer. I've seen him do some of the live letters, and I think, how is it like, this is just something you do for fun in a way? Like, this is crazy. This is such a unique thing from a development team to have such a breadth of music that they can actually do live gigs, and then to actually be able to do them themselves at extremely high quality. So, well, yeah, it's obviously the Primals are phenomenal, we know that. But let's go back now over the video, and we'll go back and analyze what we saw. So let's start from the beginning. One thing that this is the heavy reverb on the guitar really reminds me, and I'm sure it'll probably remind you of, because it's a very what's the word? Commonly not. It was a sound that's obviously been made very famous by a band, as you probably know, called U2, who has a guitarist, as you probably know, called Edge, who go back and listen to a lot of their music. They uses like repetitive, simple repetitive riffs with a lot of reverb, and it's a sound that kind of builds on top of each other, on top of each other, on top of each other. Sound pioneered by him, used by a lot of other people, and it sounds great. It sounds great. That's what I was going to say. The rhythm guitar tone sounds to me very, very similar, if not exactly the same. Maybe not exactly the same, but the same sort of tone that they use in Footfalls, which is the main theme to Endwalker, where the song kicks off and obviously the guitar starts. It sounds pretty much like the same tone. Which, I mean, it shows consistency in the project, I guess, which is pretty cool. Like a juicy bass fill with a great tone. I think he's using a Fender bass. I love Fender basses. I love Fender basses. Sorry. I really appreciate bands, not just from video game music, but from all music that actually utilize the bass because it's not done enough in modern music, in my opinion. I think bass fills can elevate songs, and the thing is, like, if you're listening to studio recordings, you might not think about the bass too much, but when you're listening to a live track, or you're actually there live watching the music, the bass, it makes all the difference. Love it. One thing I'm going to stop and say is, obviously the lead singer, I think he's American from the live letters that I've watched, but there's one thing to be able to learn a second language, which I can't do, so I'm already impressed. But then to be able to sing and then, like, essentially rap in that language too is extraordinary. Like, I mean, it's not something like that we should just brush over. It's an incredible performance technique. And they did this at the start, which is, well, the bass is just playing the octaves, so it's the same note but different pitches, which is something. God, you can tell it's early. My voice does not want to do this right now. So, octave bass is something that was used a lot, and if you've listened to early 2000s Muse, the bassist Chris Wolstenholme does this octave thing quite a lot, and I think what that kind of octave bass does, it kind of leaves the phrase hanging. It's kind of floating there because it's the same note, so it kind of leaves it up in the air, I think, and then you can move on afterwards. I really like the use of it, and that's what it reminded me of. You see, the guitarist is right up against the amp, which is what's creating the live feedback, which is obviously something that's been used in lots of alternative music since, I mean, definitely in the 90s, probably earlier than that, to be honest, but it's obviously, if you're wondering why he stood right up to the amp, that's the greatest feedback. That's so Muse. That's so Muse. And there we go, back to the end. So that's kind of it. Or as I said before, it's just a brilliant performance all round from, well, where we expect brilliant performances. But I will obviously the video's gone on long enough, so I won't hold us here any longer. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, as I said before, please do subscribe and like the video as well. And also, please do comment as well as what other songs and video game music you want us to look at. And I will add it to the list and I'll make sure we do it. But anyway, I take all requests. I will do them all, I promise you. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.